Good afternoon, everyone. So I have to admit, I am playing with new technology that I am not 100% confident in, let's just say. So please bear with me. I may not be doing this correctly. I don't know. We'll see. I think I've got it down more. I think every week I get a little bit better. So that's progress, right? So that's good. So um, So I'm going to continue with what I was talking about last week, which was a beginner's um, guide, well, not guide, but collecting art for beginners. When you think about collecting art, does it feel overwhelming? I know for me, it felt very overwhelming. Even as an artist, it felt overwhelming because I would go into art galleries and people were all put together very well, um, talked in a certain way, um, knew a lot about what they were talking about and the art that they had in their galleries and asking questions. I felt like I didn't know what I was talking about. And so that way it felt a little intimidating. And I think that has to go. I think art is not meant to be precocious or to be, I don't know if precocious is the right word, but you know what I mean. Unreachable. Like, why would art be unreachable? That doesn't even make sense. Because to me, art is something that brings us together and it connects us in many different levels. So um, I know when I thought about going into an art gallery, I would get apprehensive, like feel fearful about walking through that door. Um, but that has to end. So I think art is for everybody. Art is made as an artist myself. Art is made to be seen. Art is made to connect us, like I said, to bring us together, to find similarities. We all have similarities. We're all people, humans living on this planet. So there's always similarities in our day-to-day lives and in our feelings and our thoughts and yeah, just day-to-day lives. So hi everybody, my name is Kelly Cushing. If you haven't met me or we haven't talked yet, or you haven't watched any of my videos or seen me on Facebook, um, I am a photographer, like I said, and I am the owner, operator, founder of the Art Hive Collective. I started the Art Hive Collective in 2020, just as the great big thing happened. I'm not going to say the word thing happened. Um, my intention was not for it to be online. It was to be an actual art gallery, but the thing happened and it all went online. So, um, but that's okay. That's kind of good because now the whole world can see art and the artists that I have on the Art Hive. It's not just for the people that can walk into the gallery and in the neighborhood or in the vicinity. So it makes it more universal. I wanted to showcase artists. I wanted to get their art out into the world. I know that for me, it was a hard thing to do. I felt like it was my baby, and I was putting something out there in the world and saying, "Hey, love what I do," and it was scary. It was really scary until I had an instructor actually say that I was selfish because I wasn't putting my art out there because you never know what effect and what influence your art can have on other people. So that was a big, like, it opened up my eyes and made me see things in a different way. So I wanted to help other artists do the same thing because I think it's so important. I mean, I've definitely seen art um, out there that has changed my life or changed my perspective and given me more creative thought, or maybe I've seen things in a different way. So it's opened up my world, maybe minutely, like maybe in a very, very small way, but whatever, that's okay. Minutely, gradually, a whole bunch of little things adds up to a lot. Um, so yeah, so I wanted to unite art collectors, art lovers with these artists. So I really believe in art. Like I think I'm pretty pretty passionate about it, so I'm probably very clear how much I think art is important. I think art is life. I think it's, like I said, unites us. It's important for our mental health and our creativity and our emotional health. And it's everywhere. I mean, you can't turn around without seeing some kind of art. It's in our streets, it's in the advertised, it's in their clothing, it's on TV, in schools, it's everywhere. So again, art is so important. So today we're going to talk a little further about getting started with collecting art for beginners. Like I said, it could be intimidating. So last week I did have a little bit of technical difficulties. So I'm going to share my screen because now I've changed to Zoom. I'm going to share my screen and I want to show you what I didn't show you last week. Let me find everything gets changed around. I wish things would just stay the same. Even the grocery store. Have you noticed? You go to the grocery store and everything's changed around. It drives me nuts. Anyway. How do I, oh, there, share screen. Okay. Just bear with me for a second. Why can't I find it? I'm just going to talk. Oh, that's why I need to turn it on. That would be helpful. Oh, let me present this. Okay, go back to share screen. So many things. Okay. Hopefully I can find it now. Nope. I don't think that's it. Nope. Stop share. Geez. I'm always having problems. Oh well, live and learn, grow and grow, and then grow some more. Turn this into okay. Enter full screen. Oh, why is that always one good full screen? Okay, now I can do it, I think. Wait. Okay, sorry, just bear with me for a second. I'm gonna keep saying that. Okay, why are you being such a technical difficulties everywhere? Okay, maybe I won't be able to see. Okay, we'll just shut that down. We'll just actually I'm just gonna show you this way. Everything else seems to be hard. Okay, share. Okay. Yay. Okay. Now I found it. It's okay. Okay, so styles of art. So it's all about your personal preference. What do you like? So there's different things you like. Style of art, different mediums, maybe the artist, maybe you resonate with a certain artist. So I just want to show you really quick about different styles of art. So here, there's abstract, which has, and this is kind of abstract realism somewhat because it's a city, but it's in an abstract kind of way. And this is a abstract or a acrylic flow medium. And then you go into the realism where it's just, it's your, what the artist is doing is portraying what they see, basically. So this is Vancouver on a rainy day or gray, it's called Gray Day in Vancouver, which is very familiar with me since I grew up in Vancouver. And this is a barn. in a meadow, which lots of colors, which I love. And then digital art. So this is all drawn on the computer by Tobias, and this is conceptual art. So Aaron is portraying the Pepsi and then all the garbage that goes along, and like literally the garbage or trash that goes along with our day-to-day life. And subject matter, like landscapes or wildlife or animals, right? Again, nature, you like nature, you like to see the outside, inside. I mean, you can bring, look at these apple blossoms that Danielle painted. It's a oil painting. Now they can last forever and they'll never have to die. Pansies, same thing. Landscapes by both Dennis. Dennis is from Abbotsford and Joanne from Quebec. So on the different sides of the continent. And then portraits. This is a self-portrait by Vicky. She ran into the light of the alley. And then Doug did the sculpture of Dr. Dave. And wildlife by Eric and Wendy. Fantasy, like dragons and fairies, all that kind of thing. Starman. Tamara draws a lot of, or paints a lot of kind of planetary astronomy. That's it. I always want to say astrology. Still life. So this was actually a leaf in the winter from a magnolia tree. I love how the skeleton kind of comes through. And then you go into architectural. So barns. So this is a window from this barn, this window right there. Or transportation, different trucks, different cars, motorcycles, bicycles, trains, boats, that kind of stuff. Is that your thing? Different mediums of art. So photography and oil paintings here. Connor is an artist on Vancouver Island, and he does this metal art. He draws it all by hand and carves it all by hand. Paintings. Wendy from Ontario. Doug, who does sculpture. Digital art. Tobias on the computer doing this. That's amazing. And then photography. So Barnes, and then Vicky does a peony and lots of other things. And that's it. So that's kind of a little brief of different kinds of art. And then so like just let me ask you, as we went through it, is there anything that stuck out to you? Is there anything that you know, really resonated with you, or something that you went, oh, that is so cool. I love that, or you know, and then even if you don't necessarily like that piece, but maybe you like the colors or the lack of colors. You know, sometimes we like you know, yeah, I can't even say it, minimalistic kind of artwork, whether it be all black and white or all like just all blues, that kind of thing, or muted colors. And maybe it's different subject matter, like landscapes. Maybe landscapes is your thing. Maybe you want something outside, inside, or you want to see more portraits because you like to see different feelings on different people, or even just the shapes of the bodies, how the bodies move. Maybe that, you know, makes you feel something. And again, I like to ask you too, when you look at something you love, where do you feel it in your body? Like, do you feel it in your body? Because I know a lot of times if something really strikes me, I can feel it in my body. Where in my body, I have to think. I mean, it's something we're not really trained to do as, oh, not, okay, I can't speak for everybody. Something I was never trained to do. Something I never really was even aware of. Like, where do I feel it in my body? Like, what are you talking about? But yeah, there's things that you feel in your body. So, you know, it's just something to be aware of. Is if something really makes you feel something and it, you know, it's in your head, it's in your stomach, it's maybe in your chest, you feel it, something to be aware of. So, yeah. So moving forward, so today I want to talk more about, um, finding those hidden gems, finding the pieces that really speak to you. Again, I mean, the internet is amazing. You can see everything anywhere. Um, and so you can go through these things and see what you like. But I also think finding local art markets, because usually they're around on the weekends. There's always farmer markets on the weekends in the summer. And then during the winter, a lot of times in Christmas time, like anywhere from October, but more November and December, there are Christmas markets. So that's always a good opportunity to go out and look at for different artists and that kind of thing. Um, and then sometimes too, they have art, what do they call them? Like kind of walkabouts where you can go to different art studios and they have them open for the weekend or whatever, and you can go in there and then you get a chance to talk to the artist and see what their inspirations are and learn a little bit about who they are, which is I find very interesting. So it's finding someone's inspirations and where they're kind of coming from, and if it kind of speaks to you and you find some kind of similarities in them, it means a lot. Mm. And usually for emerging artists, they're a little bit more affordable. Like if you go and buy a Picasso, it's going to cost you like thousands and thousands of dollars. If you buy a piece from Bob in the on the corner or in a different town or a different city, maybe it's probably not that much. Most artists charge much less because they're not Picasso kind of level yet, but maybe they will be. And maybe their art piece will be worth some money, but maybe it's just worth a lot because it does something to make you happy, give you joy, and to, enhance your life somehow. You walk home and you've had a tough day at work or a tough day with the kids or whatever, and you walk home, you get to sit down and relax, and you get to enjoy your art. And like I said, now it doesn't, for the emerging artists, it doesn't cost a lot of money. It can cost, maybe 4 or 5 lattes at Starbucks. Instead of buying 4 or 5 lattes at Starbucks for a month, now you can buy a piece of art, which is in your life forever instead of, through your body and out. So it's something to think about. Obviously, it's what's important to you, what your priorities are. But yeah, like don't ever hesitate to chat to the artist. I think as an artist, being at art markets and that kind of thing, having people chat with you I love it. Like it's great because when you get to talk about your art, which sometimes feels uncomfortable, but it's nice to have somebody interested in what you do and who you are. And sometimes at these art markets, it's quiet and people don't talk to you. So it's nice having a conversation with people and get to express um, and talk about your art. So don't hesitate in talking to them. And if they don't want to talk to you, that's their stuff. It's not your stuff. It's their probably insecurities and that, which I get. I was very insecure when I started selling my art. It just felt very awkward talking about myself, but I figured it out and learned as I went, and it's not so bad. I don't mind talking about my art now. Um, but yeah, it's good to know the heart and soul that comes from the art, and um, yeah. So, and also, as well as the original prints that they have, or originals that they have, sometimes they'll make prints of that as well. So sometimes they could be numbered and be, um, I've lost the words, sorry, there's words rattling around in my brain. Sometimes I can't grab them. Oh, limited edition prints. So they might be worth a little bit more. And sometimes they just have prints on paper or canvases or cards. They might make cards of it, that kind of thing. So you can buy a small piece of art for maybe $20. So, and you can still hang it. You can throw it in a mat and then like a small frame and hang it in your house. And if you have 3 or 4 of those, you can make like a little display of them. So that can add to your house as well. So yeah, again, supporting student artists is always a thing. I mean, I live in the Fraser Valley, so there's the Fraser Valley of, what's it called? University of Fraser Valley, which has an art program there. Emily Carr in Vancouver has an art program there. There's lots of different art schools around. Langara used to have a photography, I think they still have a photography program there. So there's all these different art schools that you can, be aware of, and sometimes they have art shows and that kind of thing. So it's a great way to discover fresh talent and acquire unique pieces at like student prices, which are usually very friendly. So, and then you're supporting the next generation coming up. And again, don't forget or don't be afraid or don't worry about asking questions. Usually students love to talk about their work. And you might just find that hidden gem, which is what this is all about. So, so I think that's kind of all I want to talk about that for today. I do want to share though, I know Father's Day is like right around the corner, I think in 2 weeks. So I just wanted to share with you a couple of kind of unique gifts for your dad. I know dads, for me, my dad was so hard to buy for. Just like I used to buy him gift cards at like White Spot or something just because I could never figure out what to get him. But I got these aprons. I can't find it. Aprons for your barbecuing loving father, which mine always was a barbecuing loving father. So I have 3 different styles here. So this is an old Rolleiflex camera. So if you have, someone that loves photography or loves vintage or loves cameras, just generally, this is kind of a cool, unique gift for your dad. And then somebody for your inner hippie, which would be me. Well, actually both of them. Having a Volkswagen bus on your thing, on your apron's kind of cool. Or for your musician, country loving, country music loving, or not even country music, any music loving. Dads, I mean, like again, they're unique. They're not just a normal old aprons. Oh, and I have one that has a Gerber daisy. Not very well, I don't know, maybe for your, that was that's my bad. I mean, flowers are not necessarily just for women, they're for guys too, right? So that's my sexist thing. Bad me. So I called myself out on that one. So yeah, so I have those 4 aprons available for Father's Day. You should order soon. Because I think, well, Father's Day I think is in 2 weeks. 2 weeks? Almost 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks. So order them now so you can get them for Father's Day. And yeah, I think it would be a cool gift to give your dad. So that's it for me for today. That was a little longer than I expected, but that's okay. So thank you for showing up, and I'll continue talking about art collecting for beginners next week. So I did change the time, so now it's Thursday at 3 p.m. I'm going to keep that going until, unless you guys, want it at a different time. I'm not married to this time. I'm trying to find a time where it's a little works better for everyone. It didn't work that great for me because Fridays at 7, it's just kind of, I don't know, things always seem to come up. So yeah. So thanks again for coming. I appreciate you sharing a little bit of time with me, and I hope that was of some education or some knowledge or some value to you. So I hope to see you again next week. Have a great weekend. It's almost the weekend. It's Thursday, so almost the weekend. So thank you again and have a great rest of your afternoon. Bye-bye.